Afternoon, everybody. It's the Amateur Aquaponics guy. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in sunny Central Florida. You might be able to see a little bit of sweat coming from my forehead. So I'm at the other location where I'm rebuilding this old system that I had. I had to go get a new pump, which is right here. Okay. So what's happening right now is this pump is pumping the water in this black hose up here, and this is where the fish tank is going to be. Excuse all of the mess and dirt and stuff you see in there, we'll take care of that, but this is where the fish are going to be. So that hose is gonna, that pump pumps the water into here. Once this fills, because what's going to happen is all of your fish waste and everything's going to come up through here, and it's going to go down this pipe through here, and then it's going to let out in the bottom of here, right? And I'm going to have filtration right at the bottom of here. Okay, and then the water is going to rise to this level, and then it'll go back down here, and it'll be another, I'll have some more filtration right here. Now, if you see, notice this is a valve. The reason why I put a valve there is because if something's happening with the system and I need to shut the water off in a certain location, I can put a valve right there. So what I'll probably also have is another valve somewhere along with this thing right here, cut it and put a valve there as well. So that's basically it. Oh, other than when the water comes here, this will be your filtered water, and there's going to be a couple of grow beds right here. So eventually, this hose is going to be spliced. So the water will be going to two locations. This is going to be feeding back into the fish tank, and then the other hose will be going directly to the grow beds, which will then filter through, and the water is going to drop back down. So that's how your system is going to go. There's more than one way to do it, but that's just the way that I like to do it. So as you can see, the water is coming right here, and the water is going to go in that direction.
How does it get in there? Through this right here?
Yes, because remember, that is constantly filling the tank. So this is gonna fill, and then that water is gonna go over there. One thing about water is gonna find a way, and then this water level is gonna rise, and then it's gonna empty out here. And if you notice, we've got it in every level, it's a little bit lower. This is a little bit lower, and then that is a little bit lower. Why? Because you have to use gravity. And what I've been doing is working on the pump and how I'm gonna splice it. Remember, the pump's gonna go in two different directions. One is gonna go back to the fish tank, the other one's gonna go to the grow beds. So let me show you what that looks like. All right, so there's a pump right there. And what I've been working on is how I'm gonna splice it. So this is how I'm gonna splice it right here. Starting there, and it's gonna split right here. That's gonna feed to the fish tank, and this is gonna feed to the grow beds. And I have three valves on here. There's one here, and one right here. The reason why you have these valves here is to work on your flow of water. You can increase or decrease the flow of water you have going to the fish tank or the grow beds, vice versa. And if you need to shut it all off, you can do this right here. So that's how I did that. It's a little tedious, you know, but it should work fine. I'm gonna test it and see. So the pump is going. So you got it here, and it's being spliced down there. Right now it's not going, the other side's not going anywhere. It's just going back in there because there are no grow beds yet. And then once that fills up, that water's gonna go here and come back up here through there, and then it's gonna filter again right here and then back in here. This will be your clean water, your filtered water, which will feed the grow beds, and then back to the fish, back down. And that's how aquaponics works. That is the basics of it. So let's see how this works. It's gonna be a little tweaking. I know there's gonna be a few little leaks here and there, So we'll just see. All right, I'm back. So it's starting to level off, the water that is, and it's working its way through the system. I got the, you see right here, got the air stone in there, got the air stone going. There's no fish in here, nothing in here yet, but I want to get that air stone working and circulating with the water. So give me just a second. So yeah, the water's starting to level out. Okay, it's coming through here. There's all my little filtering stuff right there. See that red thing? That's if you ever go to the grocery store and you get like the bag of potatoes and the onions and they have that mesh plastic stuff, that's good filtering. You save that stuff and use it. And that right there, that's just a jar full of water. I just use that to weigh everything down. So then the water goes here, and now a little bit more filtering right here. This is just a basic fish aquarium filter. You know, you just lay it down there and let it do its thing, and then it'll fall back into here. So if you look, if you go back here and just look, you see how it goes from here down there and then down there. You're using gravity. You got to keep that in mind. You're using gravity. Here, show you from the side. There, and then the pump pumps it back there. That's your cycle, just like that. And then you splice that pump. There's going to be 2 grow beds right here, and then when you splice it, the other pipe will feed your grow beds here and here, and then that water will drop down here and drop down here and recycle. And remember, the grow beds also act as a filter. All right, so we're getting there, y'all. Just, you know, a few little finishing touches, and the last thing I'll do is get the fish. I think I'm gonna put some goldfish in there. Somebody told me to try what's it called, bluegill. I've read that in a couple different places. I was fortunate to have tilapia for a very long time, and I never ate my tilapia, but they work really well. The only thing about tilapia is they do not do cold weather. So when we have our 2 or 3 or 4 weeks of cold weather here in Central Florida, it gets cold enough to where, you know, they'll leave you. So for now, I think I'm just gonna, you know, do goldfish because they're very simple, they're inexpensive. But if I do anything other than that, it will probably be the bluegill. So come back, see our progress, you know, in a week or so, and hopefully we'll have some fish in this thing. All right, thanks for watching the Amateur Aquaponics guy. Take care, everybody.